What up, YouTube? It's your boy Banks, and we back in the building. You feel me? It's True Talks, cause True Talks. All right, let's get straight right into it. So you already know, obviously, over the past week there has definitely been, just it's just been crazy. It's just been crazy to see what's been going on. You know, uh, a lot of people have kind of exposed themselves. A lot of people have showed, you know, kind of where they stand and stuff like that, especially in terms of this Kyrie situation. It's unfortunate what's been happening. It's unfortunate that it takes this to kind of see what's going on for a lot of people. But if you tuned in and you tapped in, you kind of know what it is from time. Like, this is not the first time this has occurred. Is just taking this to go this far to now have people be like, all right, I see what's going on. We're not going to get fully into all of the details in terms of that, because if that was the case, this would be a never ending pod or a never ending, video. So we don't want to dive into that and get into, the whole beliefs and all of that, and whether this is right versus this is right, and whether, what I mean, we're not getting into any of that. But we just going to keep this strictly about hoops, and that's what they should have done. They could have kept this strictly about hoops, but they didn't. So now it's out for public knowledge. It's out for the public to kind of dissect and kind of see, and comment and just give a conclusion on what's going on. So that's what I'm here to do. You already know. So let's go into that context, because I give it that context. Let's go straight right into it, boy. So if you haven't been paying attention and you've been under a rock, I'll kind of just do a quick overview of what's been going on with this Kyrie Irving situation, right? So it first kind of came out where, with the whole, if y'all been paying attention, Kanye and a lot of this, anti-Semitic stuff has been happening, right? And rightfully so. The whole Kanye thing, we're not going to get into that, but that's been kind of transpiring. So, to each his own. I don't get into too many of those kind of topics. I don't even want to get into that. Behind closed doors we can, but on public profile and on public platform, we don't really do that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's just, it's a sensitive time we're in, and I'm about hoops. That's what it's about. Whether you think this, believe that, no. At the end of the day, is a bucket or not? You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So we don't really get into that off the court type of stuff fully, unless it's off the court relative to basketball, and this happens to be that. So I'm gonna do my best to kind of maneuver. Again, that Kanye stuff was happening, and again, Kyrie now posted a link. He tweeted and it posted a link, and he didn't say anything. He didn't make any comment. He didn't, talk about anything, and that's what kind of first. That's why I was like, what did Kyrie do? Because I heard about this late. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you're going about your business and on an everyday basis and everything. Man, I heard about this late, and then I seen that he deleted the tweet. I didn't check it. I kind of seen that Joe Tsai was like, oh my God, talking about Kyrie in a negative light. And I'm like, here we go again. They doing something. They trying to bash Kyrie for something. I don't know what it is, but before I even speak on it, let me find out what's actually going on, right? Let me do my due diligence to find out. And, that's why I was asking people, if you follow me on Twitter, click that notification, or not that notification. Well, click that notification button so you know when I'm here, because I'm here, you feel me? But click the link below to, follow my Instagram and my Twitter social media platforms, right? But if you're not following me on Twitter, go click that link. But on Twitter, I kind of was asking people like, yo, what actually happened? Because I seen that, and it was heard that Kyrie took down the tweet, right? And I'm like, what happened? And people were like, yo, he just posted a link. I kind of, obviously, you're going to see the tweet. Even if you tweet and you take it down, it's still there. It's in the archives. It's floating around, you know what I mean? It's never out. But, he just posted a link, to the documentary. It was, obviously, that documentary has anti-Semitic, kind of, I guess, hate and propaganda within it. And, within that, that's what people are saying. So I'm kind of do my due diligence, kind of go read up on it. I didn't have time to fully watch the documentary, which I'll get to it. But I kind of did my, you could do your spark notes and kind of see what's going on. Obviously, it doesn't tell you the full story. But, me and the wife sat down and kind of went into that and kind of was like seeing what was going on. But even then, I was telling her, I was like, yo, listen, before you even get into that, whatever the documentary happened to do, let's just play roles. Let's just flip the roles for a second. Let's just, kind of see what's going on. Let's see perspective. And I kind of was telling her that, listen, if someone just posts something Normally when people post something and they have some words, they put some words to it. Oh my God, can you believe this? This is what they're saying. Post a picture or post a link or whatever. Then you kind of get where that person's stance is coming from, right? But in this case of Kyrie just posting a link, you don't know if he's for, you don't know if he's for or against. So why is it automatically that there's a narrative kind of like Kyrie is saying all this or he's saying all this negative stuff, right? Why is that kind of the case? And that's what I was confused about. I'm like, yo, you know how many times I've seen a man tweet and he just is kind of like, he's kind of being cryptic. Even we've seen LeBron do it. We've seen Bear guys do it, that they just kind of post something and you have to insinuate what it means. And legally, you can't really, put that on whatever your thoughts or whatever you kind of assume them to do. You can't, or assume them to mean, you can't really go with it because they didn't say anything. That's the whole purpose of that tweet, right? That's the whole purpose of going against the grain, kind of just posting this and not saying nothing. You kind of like, if you know, if you don't know, but it's like you can never really say that I said something. So why is it automatically that because people go now see the doc and it's Bear hating or whatever the case is, automatically that means that Kyrie is saying that? You don't even know if Kyrie was actually on whoever's side saying, yo, it's hate. He could have been saying that. You don't really know because he didn't say nothing. But people assumed and kind of got this narrative. And this is where, again, this is why I'm like, okay, because y'all have a negative connotation with Kyrie anyways, Bear Mans hate him. People they dislike him. They kind of don't rock with him. The whole vax thing, all of this stuff goes into it. So that they automatically took a negative connotation with it and boom, Kyrie's anti-Semitic. It's like, I'm like, dog, what are we doing, fam? Are you even allowed to do that? And even if that was the case, why is it now that the Nets can automatically be like, yo, we could suspend this guy for 5 games when you now went and asked him verbatim what happened and he explained it to you now? Because now it's just a link. Now, it's kind of like this side versus this side, whatever the case, people are arguing. Kyrie didn't even say nothing. Now what happened? They actually asked him in a press conference. And he said, yo, honestly, like, I felt that, obviously, the blacks are the real Jews or whatever the case is, whatever he's saying. Whether people agree with that or not, that is not an anti-Semitic take that he's saying. Now, the film said other things in it, but he said, listen, I just posted, I was sharing with my brothers, and he told people why he was doing it. And then he also said, I'm not anti-Semitic. He clearly said that. Now, they wanted him to apologize, and he said, how could I be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, because that's not the apology that people wanted, they didn't see exactly the words that he was saying. He clearly answered that reporter and actually was, getting into a tiff or a riff with him, whatever the case is, and he actually answered him. He actually did answer him, but it's not the answer that people wanted to hear. He thoroughly answered him from I listened to it, watched it, etc. And I'm like, dog, are y'all okay? What's going on here? But again, because now he is labeled as anti-Semitic, he is labeled as he agrees with the hate in the documentary, he agrees with whatever. This is a label that y'all put on him, that the fans, narratives, people just put on him. That now, automatically, he's labeled as anti-Semitic. And that's why Kyrie's like, yo, if I apologize for being anti-Semitic, that means agree that I was anti-Semitic. And he's like, dog, when did I ever say that I was? When did I show y'all that I was? Like, what are we talking about? How could I apologize for something I didn't do? That's like saying, yo, we heard that you robbed the store. You were there when something got stolen. We heard it was you that robbed it. Yo, you better apologize to that guy and go tell him that you didn't rob it. It's like, or apologize for robbing it. That it was a mistake. You didn't know that you weren't supposed to steal. It's bad to steal. Like, it's like, dog, what are you talking about? I didn't even steal, fam. You want me to apologize for stealing? And that's where Kyrie was sitting on the ledge where it's like, yo, I'm not going to apologize in what y'all apology is. I'm not anti-Semitic. You're asking me if I'm anti-Semitic. I've been telling you I'm not. I'm not going to apologize for something that y'all are deeming me that I did. Like, what are we talking about here? And that's where now, Shaq came out. Charles Barkley came out. All of these people came out just killing Kyrie. And I was just shaking my head. And now we can get into a deeper conversation, about obviously, how blacks kind of like do this, how they do this. They kind of like someone's trying to show y'all the truth in terms of forget what he's saying about the Jews or whatever. He's just trying to show you that, listen, they could automatically at any point in time flip the script and make you be this, right? They could automatically accuse you. They could kind of wrongfully convict you of something that you didn't do. And because you're now convicted of that, now it's everybody else kind of, oh yeah, Kyrie was wrong. Like, what are we talking about, yo? That's what we doing, yo. That's what y'all doing. And that was that kind of. I was just shaking my head like, this is crazy, yo. And it makes sense now. Again, we know who the owners of what is, etc. We can get into that conversation, but we're not going to get into that conversation. But a lot of mans just fall in line, and it's sad to see. And this is what I've been saying from time. Kyrie is not of that. Kyrie goes in the community. If y'all pay attention and really see what Kyrie does, he gives back to the community. He's the only man that's actually, trying to pay wages for the WNBA because they obviously have unfair wages. You know what I'm saying? Like, he actually put in his money where his mouth is, put in his actions where his mouth is. How could this be the same man that's anti-Semitic when he's going into communities giving to, you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? You see, if you really follow Kyrie, he's been saying one for all for one type of thing. Like, he's not, you know what I mean? He don't move like that. He don't move like that. So for him to be labeled as that was already crazy to me, which is why I'm like, yo, what did Kyrie actually do? Let me find out if I'm wrong, or let me go find out what's going on. So people, again, the same conversation I was seeing was that Kyrie was, why would you propaganda for this documentary that's hate? Why isn't any man, if that's so hateful and it's wrong to put that documentary out, okay, Kyrie posted the link, but how about the man who's actually selling it? It's on Amazon, no? What are we talking about? Did that get taken down? His tweet had to get taken down. Did that get taken? Like, this is a conversation we can really get into. If you know, you know. I'm just going to throw some things out there because we're not going to go into it heavy. You know what I'm saying? Or else this will be a never-ending video. But we're going to understand that there's certain things that it's like, all right, I see, you know what I mean? I see what y'all doing. I see what's happening here. You know what I'm saying? And for that, when you look at it, I'm like, it doesn't make sense how he could get castrated like this. And then Nike dropping him. And then, now it's the waterworks. And I'm like, all right. Let's take this into context. Let's take this into perspective. Even if Nike wants to do all that shit, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's a different conversation. But it's not whatever, but that's a different conversation. The Nets having the ability to actually suspend Kyrie even for 5 games. Now, we're not going to get into what they did post that. But just start there. For 5 games, the fact that they're allowed to suspend Kyrie for 5 games. This is not like an Ime Udoka situation where he's actually broke a code of conduct. So now, because you broke something that we established in our rules, you broke it for the team. Now we could actually, apply. We can apply a consequence. We could apply some type of suspension because you broke a code of conduct. What code of conduct did he break? Did Kyrie break in this situation? When have we seen someone tweet something and it now affects whether they play on the court? That is crazy, yo. Like, I don't think mans are really taking in what actually happened. The fact that that's even just going under the sun. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that he could be suspended 5 games for posting a link to a doc. This is off-court stuff. Like, that's like a man going and doing an acting role, and because, let's say Kyrie acted in that movie, now you could suspend him for an on the court. Like, this has nothing to do on the court, fam. He's not like he said these things in a press conference. It's not like he said this thing on the court. It's not like he did an anti-Semitic slur on the court and someone heard it and it was mic'd. This, like, you know what I mean? This is not a situation where, like, how could the off the court translate to the on the court? To me, that's crazy, yo, given this context. Now, if he did something off the court that, like, we've seen it before, you do something off the court that drastically, let's say you broke a team rule, right? You went to, like I said, the Udoka situation, you broke misconduct within the team. Why didn't they show us the misconduct that he broke? They didn't show us that. It's because they offended people who run the team that now you can't play for my team right now because you have those views. That is crazy. Because technically, every man has different views. Like, if you go to a workplace, you can't be suspended for work because you have different religious views like, that's crazy. Even in the real world, like that. When does that show me a time that has happened, fam? Aren't we supposed to have free? You know what I mean? Freedom of. But now we get into a different conversation. Is that really free? You know what I'm saying? So this is where I was like, I was just amazed. I was amazed and appalled that the fact that he was even allowed to be suspended, that the NBA even allowed that, which is why it's funny that now today it just really came out, like a couple of minutes ago. It came out that Kyrie's probably going to resume play this weekend, whether it's Sunday versus the Lakers or Tuesday versus who are they facing Tuesday? I forgot who they're facing. I forgot who. The Kings. Yeah, the Kings. I think they're playing. And on their road trip. And the reason why, because remember, the Nets gave not only a 5-game suspension minimum, they said until Kyrie meets these 6 things, meets with the Jewish leaders, does that like this. I'm like, this is actually OD. Like, this is overdose. This is crazy. Like, now the man, not only did he say he didn't apologize the way y'all wanted him to apologize, but he said, I'm not anti-Semitic. So why am I apologizing if I'm not anti-Semitic? But then he even said, you know what? All right, I can understand where y'all are coming from because I didn't clarify my stance that I don't agree with the false, kind of the false proclamations in the actual documentary. Because when you just post the link, there's so many things in the documentary. I could agree with 2 statements, but because I don't say nothing, it's kind of like it's up for, I guess, interpretation of what you're trying to do. So if people now feel that you're just propaganda and posting hate things, you have 5 million, 20 million, whatever the case, followers, and now people watch that and now they believe what you just sent, and it's like because Kyrie said or whatever, because Kyrie posted, you know what I mean? Even though that's not what it is, but even if that's what y'all feel, you know what? I'll apologize for that. Hence why he did the apology. And in his apology, I knew that it was actually him because of the word choice. That's how Kyrie be talking. It wasn't no PR that drafted it up. He did it. Maybe the PR maybe kind of looked at it and, correct or whatever. But you could see that, okay, these are Kyrie's words. It's not like an ungenuine apology. You know what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying. So when you think of it from that perspective, I was like, okay, the fact that Kyrie even had to do that, he doesn't even feel that, I shouldn't apologize for being anti-Semitic because that's what y'all label me as. But you know what? I'll apologize for the fact that it's spreading and all of this, what y'all feel. I could see that. You know what? My fault in that. And he apologized for that. Normally, in any other race, any other matter, if someone apologizes for doing something wrong, what happens? The apology is enough to be, to go to stand on. Now you continue doing whatever you was doing, especially if it's an off the court and it doesn't really translate to on the court. You know what I'm saying? But for the apologies to happen and still they say, no, the apology is not enough. Now we got to do boom, 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 boom. That's where it's like, all right, is this even legal? Can they even do this? The 5-game suspension, I don't even think it's actually legal. I think that if he wanted to, he could probably fight that. But because it was already in play and it's too fast and time is happening, he probably couldn't even fight that. But now this one, he definitely is fighting, which is why he's like, I'm going to call Adam Silver. NBA, y'all need to step in because, remember, it's not the Nets. This is not the NBA doing this. This is the Nets doing this. Right? This is the organization doing this. So now when he goes to the net, the NBA, the NPBA, now that's what you're seeing is happening with the union. It's like, dog, y'all got to step in because the fact that they're making me do I'm not rocking with this. I'm not rocking with this, which is why Adam Silver's like, okay, let me talk to him. I talked to him. Clearly, he's not anti-Semitic. He doesn't boom, 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 which you already knew, which is what Kyrie already said. I don't know why y'all doing that anyways. But because the label on him was so reckless than what it actually was, it's one thing to actually just say, Kyrie, you're wrong for this propaganda. But it's another thing to label him as anti-Semitic. That's defamation of character. That's OD. Like, that's crazy. Now look what happens. Joke aside, we talked to Kyrie. He doesn't. Clearly, he's not anti-Semitic. Like, y'all went on that stance without even talking to the man first. Like, for y'all to come back full circle and be like, okay, he's not when he said he wasn't, then what did y'all really do? What was the suspension really for? Y'all get what I'm saying to y'all? Like, this is what just came out. Like, I'm going to read it because some of y'all might not know. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to read it, but suspended Kyrie Irving. This is the Woj posting. You already know, another Woj bomb. Suspended guard Kyrie Irving has met with the Brooklyn Nets, NBA, and NPBA on several occasions in the recent days, and the union looks forward very soon to a resolution of all matters satisfactory to all parties. Obviously, right? The NPBA maintains to its membership that Kyrie's rights and the rights of all future players, hence what you see what I'm saying, have been protected at every turn. In memo, the NPBA reiterates to players that Irving and union unequivocally condemn anti-Semitism and all other forms of hate. Like what I said, Irving was suspended for the minimum 5 games for failing to initially condemn anti-Semitic material shared to his social media, which is what, like, that's incorrect. He said he was anti-Semitic, but y'all want him to apologize, whatever. But anyways, rightfully so, he did do the apology that I was propaganda to that material, whatever the case is. So that could be corrected. I stand corrected. There's skepticism. Irving will be in position to return to play as soon as Sunday versus the Lakers, or perhaps even Tuesday versus the Kings. So clearly, that's the new information that just came out. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see, like what I was saying, that with that information coming out, you know what I'm saying? Like Kyrie and Adam Silver had to step in. Obviously, the NBA had to step in. The NBA had to step in. Like the Nets don't have the right to do what they do. That's illegal, fam. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't even this. Take in the words. For them to suspend him 5 games, what's the difference between the 5 games and now making him do the 6 things? They shouldn't even be allowed to even suspend him 5 games. But that's a different conversation. If y'all know, you know. Just read between the lines. That's what I'm trying to let y'all know. But now going further and actually making him do X, Y, and Z, y'all seen those 6 things. Like, that's OD. That's OD to do that. And now when you look at it, it's like, okay, they had to step in. Like, okay, we can't. Y'all don't have the right to make him do all of that. So now they're going to come to a resolution. Okay, let's meet with him. What's Kyrie's views? When we talk to him, is his views correlating what we thought it was? If it's not, then okay, we don't have to make him do all this extra stuff. Okay, he's good to resume. We back at it. Let's go over this. That's what's going to happen. Because that's what should have happened. You know what I'm saying? After the apology, like, why was he even, like, it's crazy, yo. And a lot of y'all, and like LeBron doing the whole like not standing up for Kyrie. Like, we're not gonna get into that conversation because y'all are doing it for me. Y'all are doing it for me. Y'all are woken up and seeing what's happening. I don't need to do that. I'm just letting y'all know that I've been, if y'all see it, I've been seeing it. I seen it before y'all seen it, and I called this from time. But we're not gonna get into that conversation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these, just look at the bubble, yo. Just look at the bubble. Every man had a perfect time. I said this from time on this platform. They had a perfect opportunity to restructure some things. When the Black Lives Matters was happening, and like a lot of the killings in the street from the police brutality and all of that stuff that was happening, y'all had a moment to be like, yo, we're not going to resume play at this climate. We're not going to resume play. What happened? Mans resumed play because mans wanted a ring. And mans wanted money, and mans were being selfish. Like always, the black people don't stand together because mans have hidden agendas, and this is oppression at its finest. We're not gonna get into that conversation because y'all know. If you know, you know. I'm just gonna say words out there so y'all could follow. Y'all could follow. Y'all could read between the lines. I don't need to really, I don't need to take the cat out the bag, but if you read between the lines, the cat's out the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could have really done that. And I've been said that from time. They could have really done that for real. But they chose not to. In the bubble now again, obviously Kyrie didn't want to go. Bear Mans didn't go. There was like 75 players, whoever was like pushing, let's not do this. They said, forget you niggas. We gonna do it. And what happened? In the bubble now, a reckless killing happened. So many happened that I even forgot man's names. The reckless killing happened. That Milwaukee Bucks, George Hill and them said, nope, we're not playing, fam. We actually stopped. For the first time, they didn't come out and play. What happened with LeBron and all of them? They had a meeting and they said, yo, if y'all trying to do this, y'all gonna miss out of, y'all don't want to play? Okay, you're gonna miss out of this dollar, this dollar, this dollar, this dollar, this dollar. And they broke it down for them. What did mans do? All right, fam, we gonna play. So y'all boycott only lasted 1 game. So what's the trend here? That when money's on the line, mans will do whatever. Mans will say whatever. Full circle with the LeBron comment. Full circle with the Shaq comment. Full circle with the... We're not going... You know what I mean? And if y'all paying attention, this is the history. This is the history. This is what it's always been. This is why they know what they do, and this is why they can... You know what I mean? We're not going to get into that, but if y'all pay attention, please pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Try to read between the lines because, I don't need to go into all of that. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy, and it's just unfortunate that Kyrie is someone who's going to stand 10 toes down, and I always rate him for that. Same thing with the vax shit. And he always look at it. Y'all bash him. He's crazy. Oh, my God, Kyrie did it. And then full circle, well, if y'all just be patient, wait a year, wait a couple of months, what happens? Oh, Kyrie was onto something. Oh, Kyrie was right. Look at the vax shit now. Kyrie was right. Look at this shit now. Kyrie was right. Oh, he's not anti-Semitic. Kyrie was like, you know what I'm saying? And this is why y'all know I've been standing with Kyrie from time. It's like, dog, What are y'all talking about? Like, what do y'all not see? And it's crazy. It's like it's the same thing. Even when we get into a hoop conversation, when I speak hoops, man, be like, oh, what's this man talking about? I'm always the 20%. I'm always the 10%. I'm always the 5%. What the masses always go with, I refuse it because my eyes work. Y'all can't train me. Y'all, I'm not in the matrix. Y'all can't. You know what I mean? Y'all can't force me to think a way that y'all want me to think. No, I'm gonna read and assess. Okay, this happened. I hear from both sides. All right, based off my IQ, based off my own brain and what I believe and what I think, I'm gonna make a conclusion. If a man's wrong, even if I like him and he's wrong, I'm gonna tell him, yo, he's wrong. But if a man is wrong, and even though I like him and I assess and I can see what's going on, let me apply context. Was he really wrong? Or was he wrong in this situation? But I can understand, okay, you know what? I can understand both parties. That's why sometimes you heard me say, yo, honestly, this is one of the rare situations I can understand both sides. I can understand why this guy feels this way. It's just unfortunate. They just have to come to a common ground because sometimes it's just a perspective. A lot of the times it's a perspective. Honestly, every time it's a perspective. Some perspectives are wrong. Some perspectives are right. But at the end of the day, it's a perspective. You know what I'm saying? There's multiple ways to get to that right answer. There's multiple equations you could do to get to that right. 1 + 1 to get to something equal in 1. You could do 1 × 0, or you could do 1 + 1. Or you could do 2 - 1. There's multiple ways. It's just a perspective. Which way do you want to choose? You know what I'm saying? And that's what people need to understand. And like multiple perspectives can exist. Does that mean that a man is anti-Semitic because of? And he didn't even say his perspective. But when he did tell you his perspective, oh, it's not a good enough apology. We're not gonna get into that. But at the end of the day, like it's just crazy, yo. I'm just like, dog. It's unfortunate that it has to come to this for y'all to really see what's really going on, because that's a bigger issue here. But for me, just the fact that he was suspended 5 games, like the fact that mans have the power to even do certain things when a man didn't actually do what y'all thought he did or y'all say that he did is crazy. Like for him to post a documentary and for it to have anti-Semitic views or whatever the case inside of it, but he actually confirmed that, yo, I didn't agree with those things. I agree with one thing. He said the line that he agreed with. And then all the other things I don't agree with. But y'all still take it further to say that he's anti-Semitic. That to me is where that line of thinking, that conclusion, that line of getting to that conclusion was always like, it's crazy that just gets, how could that get turned into this? I just don't understand it. How could that get turned into this? Even if, let's say, like, I'm not saying people are wrong for having the fact that being angry or being mad that he actually just perpetrating or just showing and having propaganda for that actual documentary that had those things. To get mad at him for that, is that enough to say he's suspended for 5 games? Is that enough to, you know what I mean? Because the apology wasn't actually for the propaganda. For some people it was, but what the masses was, the apology was actually for the anti-Semitic views. And he was saying he's not that. He's not that. He's not that. So if he apologized or he actually explained that I'm not that, how could you suspend him for, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't, there's just a disconnect there. There's a disconnect there, and y'all don't really, if y'all understand the disconnect, y'all will understand it. If y'all don't, then hopefully y'all understand it. But clearly, as you can see, everyone turning around 360 and going, okay, Kyrie, my fault. Okay, he is not that. Okay, then it really wasn't about the propaganda. It was about that y'all thought that he actually was hateful, like the documentary. And he clearly explained that he wasn't. If it was really just about the propaganda, it wouldn't have got this far. Because how far can you really hate the man for just posting a propaganda, like being involved in the propaganda? You can't take it that far to say he's anti-Semite. You know what I'm saying? For just the propaganda, you can't, because you don't know what his views is. He just posted. You know what I'm saying? Do you get the correlation that I'm trying to put here? It's crazy though. But at the end of the day, man's, I like that this happened because a lot of people have seen that man's exposed themselves. I already know who will expose themselves and who wouldn't. I could tell you from a mile away that Jaylen Brown stood with Kyrie from time, just by how he acted during the BLM times. You could just tell the man was actually marching with mans, like he was there. Jaylen Brown is one of those. which is why him and Kyrie like this. Forget the brotherhood. Forget the brotherhood. It's about what's right. JB operates on that. If you pay attention, you know. You know what Kyrie operates on. They operate on that same thing. You know what I'm saying? You know. If you know, you know. So like I could already tell you who was gonna stand and who was gonna F Kyrie. Like, it's not even the fact that man just be like, what Kyrie did was wrong. It's not even, they go further to be like, he's an idiot. He's like, it's crazy, yo. It's crazy. If I was Kyrie, I'll just be like, yo, that dog. It would be like, how are these mans gonna dap him again? How are they gonna just like, it's crazy. Like, it's just crazy, yo. It's just crazy. Like, this is a different conversation. Like, our black brothers, yo, we gotta unite, man. That's the one thing that's always broke us apart, is not being able to unite, yo. That's a different conversation, obviously. But like, it's just crazy to see, man. So anyways, you already know. It's True Talks. It's True Talks. Share, like, and subscribe. We out here. There's no doubt here. There's no jar here. You feel me? I was withholding doing this from time because I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait and see. I know it's gonna come full circle, and when it comes full circle, I'm gonna drop this, because at the end of the day, it's not that I'm dodging smoke or whatever. It's too much, yo. I've been done this. I see what they're trying to do with Kyrie from yesteryear. I've been seeing what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So like, at some point, it's like you're being a broken record. So you know what I mean? I'm just, y'all. This is crazy, y'all. This is like the fact that they like the bashing of Kyrie. It's getting old, yo. It's getting worse and worse, and it's getting old, y'all. It's getting old. Y'all really need to like look within, because y'all killing this man, and it's like he be right, yo. It just comes down to that. He be right. Y'all are plugged in the matrix. Y'all need to unplug, yo. Do some detoxing. Y'all need to do something, yo. Like, it's crazy. Y'all are just, it's crazy, yo. You already know, man. Anyways, we out here. There's no doubt here. There's no draw here. You feel me? I appreciate y'all. Again, share, like, and subscribe. Click that notification button so you know when I'm here, because I'm here. You feel me? I appreciate y'all. You already know. And I'm out, man. Kyrie, stand up. For real, though. For real, though.